to the next installment of me working on my El Camino. Today, what I'm going to do is try to realign these windows. They're out of alignment. This one sits either too far forward or this is just leaning too far down on the front. There's a gap right here. That needs to be settled. It comes up, it seems to fit tight up in here, but it really doesn't. But then there's a big gap right in here. I mean, I can get my finger through it. So it really needs to be adjusted. But at the same time, after adjusting this, I'm going to put these speaker panels in so I can get some speakers in there, some kind of tunes, make things sound a little better in there. It's going to involve some cutting in here. Not sure how I'm going to do that. I'll probably just drill a hole and then maybe hacksaw out for the switches and see how it goes. These things got decent review, so I hope they turn out okay. But that being said, I'm going to spare you the watching me take screws out and everything. Whoops. But I'll show you what's going on after the panel is off, and I'm going to do both sides. Well, let me see the other side here. See, the other side seems to fit nice and tight and really good, but it actually doesn't. Right here, there's a slight gap. And these are real new weather strippings, so not sure what's going to entail fixing this. It probably needs to come out a hair and maybe up just a hair on this side. So with that being said, I'm going to get started. I'll click it back on when we get the door panel off on the other side. So here's where I am so far. I got it sitting in place. It fits. There are just some screws you have to put in. This does not have clips. Yeah, this is a job actually. Trying to get this to fit properly isn't too bad though. It's just I had to cut this out. So what I did was took a piece of paper on the old door, made a template, measured it out to be approximate. If you look at the other door, you can see how far away it is from the handle. It's about the same here. And then it's a little tight, so I have to expand that opening a hair. Maybe not. If I can get it pressed down enough, I can pull the little tabs here. These little tabs are what hold it into place. So it's probably just as simple as just bending those tabs out to make it nice and tight. It just doesn't want to sit all the way in. So I did make my hole tight. You know, you don't want to cut too much and have a gigantic gaping hole. So I'll just trim it until I get it to where I want it. I'm gonna run some speaker wires through. And that may be a challenge. I can't hardly get my hand down in the door down in here. I can get it in there. It's just getting the leverage to push the wires through. And it's a big opening, but you got all these ridges in here. And the grommet that may stop the wire from going through. But we're gonna give it a try. And the next time, hopefully, I turn this camera on, we'll have most of this put into place, ready to go. So, oh, and by the way, the window is pretty much adjusted. I got it looking good. It comes all the way up now, here. So, and I didn't realize that somebody had put new window bracket, a new motor in this thing. So that's a plus. I greased up the lock, so it's still a little, I don't know, it's like tight. It's not new, so maybe I'll throw some something else in there. I put some hard bearing grease in there, something that has a high viscosity that's like will stay into place, it won't drip. So that has to work its way in. All right, I can't do this and hold the camera, so I'll be back. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna wire up these speaker wires, get them set in here and get them set nice, you know, maybe tie twist them to something, make it so they don't fall back into the motor. But I was having trouble getting in here, and I'm like, how am I going to do this? I took a piece of regular electric wire for a fish tape, and I'm going to tape it to this, pull it through, and I just made a hard job very easy. So hopefully I can get this done real quick. Be right back. All right, I've been playing with this thing for a couple hours and I'm starting to get a seal in the window now. Right here, just a tiny little gappage right there. And it's nice and sealed all the way around. So what my issue was, I was thinking, okay, the tilt that way was doing it. And most likely that's what it had to been, because at first when I started adjusting this way, it wasn't doing anything, nothing at all. So I set everything back to where it was, and then I started adjusting the stoppers, and the stoppers are actually adjusting the final tilt of it. And the lower I dropped this one, the tighter it got. And then I pulled this one up a little higher, and it started just pulling in. And I think I just got a couple of little fine adjustments. I'm gonna adjust this one up just a little bit higher, and that one down just a hair more, and I think I will create a seal. So that's not something, you know, you really have to work these windows, and actually have done it a lot to really know what you're doing. So I'm pretty much running blind here, but I YouTubed it and, you know, figured, oh, I can do it, and well, sure enough I can. So I'm really happy with what I have for results at the moment, so let's hope it keeps going. I'll be back with more progress. All right, I had the door panel installed with the speakers on the passenger side, and I'm doing budget stuff, so these speakers were real cheap. Tried to line them up at least, you know, straight up and down, try to make them look nice. I do like the door panel. Probably could use like a coat of something on it, I'm not sure, but nonetheless it's pretty much done. The one issue I do have is right here, they didn't give you anything to mount the handle with. The clips on the old one won't fit, they just don't fit. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm sure I can come up with something, but how do you mount something from the back side when these have to already be on and this slips on afterwards? That's the question. So anybody who may be watching this may have some ideas. Give me a holler, or, you know, just drop a message down at the bottom of the video there and let me know. All right, we'll be back. Well, I'm finishing the driver's side door up, and down here they have these little Velcro thingies. I can't remember what they call them, but some weird name. They're recessed too far in, and the panel just doesn't stick. So what I did was I cut out 2 thin pieces of cardboard, just enough to make it flush, and then screw it in and it sticks. It's pretty awesome. It is an easy fix, free of charge, just the way I like it. and it works really well. So I'm going to finish buttoning this door up, and then we'll take a look at it when it's done. All right, driver's side is finished. Oh, I got a lot of cleanup to do. Go in here and look. The only thing I have to do is I have to get some longer self-tapping screws, because they're just not long enough, the ones that came with it. 2 of them. That's it. That's all that needs to be done. 2 screws. We get that. These doors will be completed, ready to go. But look at the mess. Yeah, I know. That's whacked out. So I got to get that cleaned up, and I still have to wire the stereo up. And once that's all done, then that's going to be another video, wiring the stereo. So once that's done, that part is going to make me feel good, because it's weird driving around and not having tunes. So all right, we will see you on the next one.